Om Shri Sai Ram. Dear children, in this class we will discuss about the molecular mass of polymer and biodegradable polymers. Okay. So, what is meant by molecular mass of polymer? Usually for the each compound we will write the mass, particular mass of the compound. We will calculate the mass of the compound. But here we know the polymers are having n number of monomers into the molecule. So, how to find out the molecular mass of polymers? So, for example, we have a container with 100 monomers inside. Okay, 100 monomers means how we will write the polymers contain inside 100. Okay, that we will not write n here, that is a 100 monomers present in the polymer. Okay, it means the chain is present inside the bracket, the chain of the polymer here. Okay, so the chain of the polymer depends upon the how many monomers are present in the synthesis. While doing the synthesis, how many monomers are present in the container. Okay, so the polymer's properties are closely related to their molecular mass, size and structure. The growth of the polymer chain during their synthesis is depend upon the availability of the monomers in the reaction mixture. Thus, the polymer sample contain chains of varying lengths and hence its molecular mass is always expressed as an average. The molecular mass of polymers can be determined by chemical and physical methods. So, always polymers are expressed as an average mass. So, we cannot find out the exactly mass of the polymer, that is why we will always find out as an average. So, the next concept is biodegradable polymers. So, why we have to study about the biodegradable polymers? As we know, there are many of the polymers which are non-degradable polymers, means they will not decompose easily in the environment. They will affect to the aquatic life also, even for the human also. So, that is why we have to study about the biodegradable polymers. Biodegradable polymers means which polymers are easily decomposed in the environment. So, for example, here aliphatic polyester biodegradable polymers are biodegradable polymers. Biodegradable polymers means a large number of polymers are quite resistant to the environmental degradation processes and are thus responsible for the accumulation of polymeric solid waste materials. These solid waste cause acute environmental problems and remain undegraded for quite a long time. In the view of the general awareness and concern for the problems created by the polymeric solid waste, certain new biodegradable synthetic polymers have been designed and developed. These polymers contain functional group similar to the functional groups present in biopolymers. So, here there are two aliphatic polyester biodegradable polymers we will study. First one is poly beta hydroxybutyrate co-beta hydroxyvalerate, is nothing but PHBV in short form. P means that is a poly beta hydroxy, H means hydroxy, B means butyrate and co-beta hydroxyvalerate, V means valerate here. So, second one is nylon 2 nylon 6. So, we will discuss the first one in detail, that is PHBV, means that is a poly beta hydroxybutyrate and co-beta hydroxyvalerate. Here the PHBV is prepared by, or it is formed by copolymerization of 3-hydroxybutanoic acid and 3-hydroxypropanoic acid. So, 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, this is a structure, that is CH3CHOH, CH2COOH, that is a 1, 2, 3, 4. At the carbon atom 3, there is a hydroxyl group is present. That is why 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, the oic acid is present. So, second one is there is a 3-hydroxypropanoic acid. Okay. So, at carbon number 3 there is a hydroxyl group is present and carbon number 1 there is a oic acid is present, that is why it is there are 5 carbon atom, that is why 3-hydroxypropanoic acid. When it undergoes copolymerization, it gives the PHBV. So, you just see here, so CH is there. So, here this H and OH it eliminate as a water molecule. So, here CHO, O will be here remain as it is, and here CH3 and CH2 and C double bond O, this OH and H okay, is eliminated as a H2O here, okay, and C double bond O, and again here this H and this OH, again it is eliminated as a water molecule, and this CH, okay, CHO, and for this CH, CH3, CH2 is again attached, that is CH2, CH3, CH2, C double bond O. This is the PHBV. Okay. The uses of PHBV are used in specialty packing, orthopedic devices, and in controlled release of drugs, and also it undergoes bacterial degradation in the environment. Okay, very important, we have to remember the uses of PHBV. So next one is nylon 6, nylon 2, nylon 6. So nylon 2 and nylon 6 is formed by polymerization of glycine and amino caproic acid. Okay, these are the two compounds, two monomers. By polymerization of these two monomers, we will get the nylon 2, nylon 6. So what is the structure of glycine? So both are amino acids. These two are amino acids. Amino acids means the compound which is having amino and carboxylic acid functional group. So this is the glycine structure and this is the caproic acid structure. We will get nylon 2, nylon 6 structure here. So this is the nylon 2, nylon 6. Okay. So here also the elimination of water takes place in the reaction. Remember, this is a glycine structure, this is a caproic structure, and this is a nylon 2 and nylon 6. You can get a question in your mind why it is 2 and 6 after nylon. So the 2 indicates the number of carbon atoms present in the structure. How many carbon atoms are present in glycine? There are 2. Okay, and in this structure caproic acid there are 6 carbon atoms present in this structure. That is why we will write this 6 after writing nylon. Okay. So this is all about nylon 2 and nylon 6. Next concept, we will discuss about some commercially important polymers. Polymers of commercial importance. Some other commercially important polymers along with their structure. The first one we have already studied in previous class, that is a polypropene, means the monomer which we used in polypropene is, that is a propene. So the structure you can see on the screen. So uses of polypropene are manufacture of ropes, toys, pipes, fibers, etc. So the next one is a polystyrene. So the monomers which we use in polystyrene is styrene molecule. So that is, styrene is a monomer here. So you can see the polystyrene structure, and uses of polystyrene are as insulator we will use, and wrapping material, manufacture of toys and radio and television cabinets. Next one is polyvinyl chloride, is nothing but PVC. Here the monomer is vinyl chloride. So you can see the polyvinyl chloride structure on screen. So uses of polyvinyl chloride are it is used in manufacture of raincoats, handbags, vinyl flooring and water pipes. So the next one is urea formaldehyde resin. Here the monomers are the urea and formaldehyde. So you can see this structure, that is a urea formaldehyde resin structure, and it is used for making unbreakable cups and laminated sheets. So fifth one is glyptol. So here in Gibtol polymer, we will use the monomers are ethylene glycol and phthalic acid. So this structure you can see. So the uses of Gibtol are, it is used in the manufacture of paints and lacquers. So sixth one is bakelite. Here monomers which are used in bakelite are phenol and formaldehyde. You can see the structure, and it is used for making combs, electrical switches, handles of utensils and computer disks. And here see these all some important polymer, commercial polymers are very important. So you have to remember monomers of each polymer. Even in examination also they will ask monomers which are present in the polymer. For example, they will ask mention the monomers which are used in bakelite, or else they can use or mention the monomers in the Gibtol. So you have to remember all the polymers and even along with the monomers which they used in the preparation of polymers. So next questions, I am giving some assignment here. First question is, molecular mass of polymers are expressed as an average, give reason. You have to give the reason why always we will express it as an average. So next question is, write an equation for the preparation of Dacron. You have to write the equation how we will prepare the Dacron here. Next question is, what is condensation polymers? Give an example. You have to write the definition of condensation polymers along with that example. Fourth one, mention the monomers of bakelite and Teflon. So we will use the monomers to prepare the bakelite and Teflon, right? We have to just mention the monomers which are used in the bakelite and Teflon. Fifth question is, how is Buna-N prepared? Give equation. Here you have to write the equation, whole equation with example. So this is all about polymer chapter. Thank you, Sairam.